you need to interrogate, what is it about you that God has put in you that will cause you to be a different factor in the industry? One of the things that generic economy does, it produces copies. So, and we've seen this. If I think a classic example of the generic economy, someone opens an M-Pesa shop in an estate. You come 1 month later, there are 3 M-Pesa shops right next to each other. You come 3 months later, there are about 10, all within the same square radius. Yeah, we need M-Pesa shops, but we need all of them congregated in this one place. And you may find that each one of these people actually may very well have been called to be in that industry. However, the problem is that they've not taken time to interrogate the how to do the business in a different way that allows them to serve the varying needs of the people in that area. So we do need to check and see. We are not trying to reproduce what already exists. In as much as you may be in an industry where it all seems to be the same, because even if you're saying the catering industry, and perhaps your 3 caterers who all specialize in making chicken and chips, very simple example. But you notice that even from the fast foods that we have, the chicken and chips is never the same. Everyone has their recipe, they have the way they do their chips, their fries, they have the way they do their chicken, they have the different versions of it. So it's at the very core, it's all just chicken and potatoes that we're dealing with. Very, very bluntly, at its very core, it's chicken and chips. But now what makes it organic is now the personal touch, that personal idea, that individual expression that makes it unique and stand out from the rest, that makes it become a unique offering to the people that you're serving. And so that's what we're talking about when we look at identifying the business vehicle for your vision. It's not just saying, okay, I'm going to run a cafe with chicken and chips. It's what kind of chicken and chips am I serving? I'll give you an example. When I was single, I used to live in an estate where there was a small shopping center. It was really small. It was all of maybe 200 meters in terms of length and with shops on either side. And we had quite a number of cafes and restaurants and places that you could eat. And obviously you have the places that specialize in traditional African food. But what I found very unique and interesting is we had about 3 or 4 places that were specific to fast food. And you would find that on any given day, there was one particular shop that opened, and it was a very tiny little establishment. I think the tables were not more than 10. It was a very small space. But on any given day, you would find that there's a line that would completely go all the way around, out the shop, all the way outside. And yet, when you look across the street to the other places that are also selling the same, quote unquote, fast food, they're completely empty. There's literally no one in sight. And so I noticed that the first time, the second time, the third time. Mind you, that's when I'm also in the queue. And so I'm also interrogating, why am I in this queue when I could easily have gone across the street and been served in 30 seconds? They had 3 flavors that they specialized in for chicken. Just 3. They need much, just 3. But those 3 were enough to attract the kind of crowd that they did because of how well done it was. And the fact that when you went there, the portions were also really great. So you're not counting your fries. I don't know if you've ever been to these places where I'm a potato lover, so this is a personal gripe I have. If I can count the number of chips on my plate, we have a problem. I should not be able to count them. And you can tell this was the sum total of 1 potato used. Which I'm paying an arm and a leg for. It does not make sense. So what point am I trying to make? That differentiation, even in terms of just practically making money as a business, is what sets you apart. So we can be running around trying to make money, but not realizing the key, even in that money coming in, is in what is setting us apart. These guys didn't need to advertise. They were not advertising for anyone. The way I found out about them is I saw they opened one day. I got curious. I went in, tried them out. I loved them, and I kept coming back. So even just the nature of the service they provided also kept me coming back. I still remember 7 years down the line, a simple meal of chicken and chips so well done that I'm still talking about it 7 years later. That is what impact looks like.